I'm talking about bucket list things that you have for yourself. Two things. Go.
What about one that I already checked off? Are you wanting ones that I haven't checked off? Top three. I
Bucket
like it.
list.
I like it. Top three.
Bucket list. All right, so bucket list, right? You've had nobody writes down their bucket list anymore, but it's always in your mind ever since you're a kid or teenager, whatever it is, and somebody explains what a bucket list is. You're like, oh, that's interesting. And now as you get older, there's bucket lists that obviously are going to involve your wife, your kids, but I'm talking about bucket list things that you have for yourself. Two things. Go.
What about one that I already checked off? Are you wanting ones that I haven't checked off?
No, it could be you could have checked them off. Yeah, that's fine. Just as long as they're on your list for you,
No, my
whether
my
checked or not.
my
That's incredible.
actual
You've checked
my
something.
actual my real bucket list item was checked off in 2019. I went to the Final Four and watched Virginia basketball win it all. Like I was
Did you
there every
really?
step of the way. I was there every step of the way, every game. Watched the whole thing,
No
and
way.
and on top of that, the year before they won it, we lost to the 16 seed, which is the most embarrassing thing in sports history. This
Yeah.
first 16 seed to beat the 1 seed, that was UVA. After that game, I'd put $500 for Virginia to win it the next year, and they won it. The next year they won it, and they paid me like $10,000. It was great.
This channel does not condone gambling.
Yeah, it was.
When they
It's
won,
not
did you
sponsored
just
by
scream out?
FanDuel.
Did you when they won, did you just scream out, "Winner takes it all"?
I mean, it's embarrassing though. Like I've talked about it on
That's
here before.
awesome.
I dreamed about winning it like Virginia for my entire life. Right, that was the moment, and I'm not gonna lie. After I didn't think we were gonna win all the way to the very end. Went to overtime. We pulled away, and when that confetti came down, like I actually had to sit down and weep. Like I wept in my.
Oh my! Well,
I had
yeah,
to
like you said.
put my hands in my like I was a little embarrassed, but I couldn't control my emotions. Like I literally wept, like I uncontrollably wept of joy.
Wept. Okay, I thought you said wet. Like what? Your
I,
pants.
I
No,
like
but
cry because it was loud already. No one could really hear me, but I was actually crying loudly. I was so
but
happy.
like you
I've never
said
been that
last
happy
time,
about
right? Like ever
what's
since you
that?
were a little kid, it was always about
Oh, that was my
Virginia
dream. That
basketball.
was my dream to go Virginia basketball and see like people say, "Oh, that's not true. You got married, you had kids," but I'm like, "No, no, no, no. When I got married and had kids, like there was a little bit of after it happened, there wasn't just pure joy. It was like a little bit of terrifying
Oh yeah, stress.
responsibility after. Like it wasn't
Yeah,
all joy. Like
IBS.
after we won, it was pure joy. I had nothing. There was no worry about next what's going to happen. Like it was all joy. It was the first time in my life full.
Check the
That was the
box.
most joy I've ever had. Like just pure joy winning. Like it's so silly, but that was it for me. That was the bucket list of bucket lists. Like I can die in peace.
And it's when was this again? I should know this, but when?
2019.
That's
I'll never
incredible.
forget it. I was with my brother. I was with, and we were both of us lifelong fans. I was standing right next to him. And I literally, everybody was standing up and cheering. I literally, my knees buckled. I had to sit down, and I was crying. And my brother looked down. He was like, "You all right, man?" I'm like, I couldn't even talk.
You
That's how
felt it,
that's how
huh?
intense it was for me. Like I can't even describe. I guess people that are really really big fans will kind of
Yeah.
understand. But even during the game, it was so every pass, every play was super intense. Like it was just you could cut the tension in the room. We just wanted to win so bad,
And what
and
was
the
the
way
final
they won it.
score?
What's that?
What was
Where?
the final score?
We won in overtime 80. I want to say it was 84-75.
So
Something like
close, pretty much all
it
the way
went to
to the end.
overtime. It went to overtime. Yeah.
So it's just back and forth, back and
Yeah,
forth.
back and forth.
So
Last second.
stress.
Yeah, they have I have this picture on my wall. All these pictures on my walls are of the championship.
That's
That's
crazy.
like the moment that I can't even like. It's almost embarrassing for me to say like, given, but like if you know me, you know how much it meant.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
everything about you is Virginia basketball. So
Yeah, that was the moment. But okay, my other one, obviously,
yeah.
the other bucket list, of course, is also Virginia basketball. But it is to go to every single game, home and away, for an entire season. Like be a full time fan and go to every game, home and away, for one
Okay.
season. Like that's on my
How
bucket
close have
list.
you gotten?
Not very close. Like
Not
I
like
usually
all
go to
homes.
like 2 or 3 away games, and then I'll go to like 1 or 2 home games, and then I'll go to the March Madness, which is already a lot considering I'm in California or Virginia in the East Coast.
Yeah.
So that's a lot. But like imagine 30, 35 games going to every one. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever be able to pull it off, but that's the bucket list for me.
I like it, man.
And the other one
You got
is
to make that happen. And it's going to be like whether it happens, now or when you're retired or something. You know what I mean?
yeah, I'm hoping maybe one day my kid will go to Virginia and I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, if you brainwash them enough, they'll
Yeah.
they'll go.
Yeah, it's possible. Anyway, how
I
about
like
you?
it, man.
What's yours?
So my two pretty. I mean, those were so emotional and like over the top. Mine is like
Get a
I want to
sandwich.
eat plain rice for lunch today. No, I want to buy a car out of state and drive it home. So my dream was always to buy like a project or a custom car. It's more like a Skyline in California and drive
GTR.
it back
Oh
home.
my god.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Starting
it's always been
January, you can do it. Starting January, they become
yeah,
legal.
it's getting closer. So that's one dream. I've never gotten close to it. I've never bought a car out of state. I bought it in state far enough where I had to drive it home, but it's still not the same thing. You know what I mean? Like I want to buy a legit project car out of state, pay somebody, like fly there, gas it up, pay him, get in the car, and drive home. And so and then probably sell it when I get home. So that's
Immediately sell it. I've done
immediately
I've
sell.
done I've done LA twice. Bought a car and
It's not,
either drove to LA or flew down to LA, bought the car and then drove it back.
and what is that distance? Because California is
About
huge.
6 hours.
Okay, so that's not bad. That's an out of state
Yeah.
kind of cross the border type of trip.
Yeah, it's a big trip.
And LA is
I
like a
mean, I
different
did that with
country
my
anyway.
M3. I just did that with my M3.
Yeah, weren't you on like a family vacation and you
Yeah.
bought a car?
Yeah, we're on family vacation. I saw this car. I thought the price was way too good to be true. So I was like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna come down in a week if it's still available. I'll probably take it if it's good. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna go look at this car. It was great, price is good. I was like, all right, let's go to the bank. I'm gonna do it.
And
I
then the whole
then I had to
family drove
drive
back?
it. Yeah, we had to drive 2 cars back.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's a little much, but it's cool.
Second one for me is simplistic. It's nothing crazy, but I've always wanted to go. But this is like my wife and I more than a family, but I want to go to, Banff in Canada.
No.
It's a ski resort. I don't ski, but I want to go to this Banff resort, and I want to stay in the Fairmont Resort, which is like the one that they emit or they. Every picture of Banff is always the Fairmont, and you overlook like the mountains and everything, and I want to go there,
Why?
but I don't
I gotta
ski.
look. How do you spell it?
Banff.
Ban.
Banff.
Okay, I've looked it
Yeah.
up. I've never heard of that.
It's gorgeous. It's like it's amazing, and even though you don't ski, but they got this little town where you can walk around,
It's like
and to me,
Aspen,
it's like
Colorado kind of thing.
yeah, exactly. But I don't know. Maybe it's as you get older, you just want like simple things, and I really want to go to Banff.
That seems like you can make that happen one day.
Yeah, yeah, we can, and that's more my wife and I. So that's not even really my own. So, oh, Banff.